Full Cicada Moon by Marilyn Hilton. I wish we had flown to Vermont instead of riding on a bus, train, bus, all the way from Berkeley. 10 hours would have soared compared to 6 days. But 2 plane tickets, one for me and one for Mama, would have cost a lot of money. And Papa already spent so much when he flew home at Thanksgiving. Mama is sewing buttons on my new slacks and helping me fill out the forms for my new school in Hillsborough, our new town. This might be a new year, but 7th grade is halfway done, and I'll be the new girl. I'm stuck at the ethnicity part. Check only one, it says. The choices are white, black, Puerto Rican, Portuguese, Hispanic, Oriental, other. I am half Mama, half Papa, and all me. Isn't that all anyone needs to know? But the form says all items must be completed. So I ask, other? Mama pushes her brows together, making what Mama calls her Toshiro Mifune face. Check all that applies, she says. But it says just one. Do you listen to your mother or a piece of paper? I check off black, cross out Oriental, and write Japanese with a check mark. What will we do now, Mimi-chan? Mama asks, which means, will you read or do algebra so you're not behind? Take a nap, I say. Mama frowns, but I close my eyes and pretend we're flying. The bus driver is the pilot, and every bump in the road becomes an air pocket in the sky. A jolt wakes me up. I was dreaming. My Hatsumyum, the first dream of the new year. If I tell my Hatsuyum, it won't come true, because in Japanese, speak sounds just like clicko. And if my dream meant good luck, I don't want to let it go. I dreamed I was a bird, strong and brown and fast, with feathers tipped magenta and gold. I shot straight up into the air like a Saturn rocket, then swooped and dove, the sun warming my back. I pumped my wings, then glided over the desert and the sea. The air filled my lungs. The wind lifted my wings, higher and higher, over the mountains and above the clouds. The moon grew large, and I stretched to touch it. Maybe it was good luck dream, and this year will be a good year for Papa and Mama and me. That's what I hope. But what if my Hatsuyu meant bad luck? Mama says to let go of your bad dreams by telling them. Papa says to bury your bad dreams in a hole as deep as your elbow. The ground in New England is frozen, so if I listen to Papa, I'll have to wait until spring. I'll listen to Mama instead and write my dream on paper. So either way, good luck or bad, my Hatsuyum will not be spoken. I have never flown before, but one day I will soar. I study the old farmer's almanac that Santa had put in my stocking from cover to cover. I like reading about the moon, and I memorized all its names and phases. I know the moon tonight is waxing gibbous, almost the full wolf moon. It has chased us outside the bus window, all the way from Boston. Bounding through the sky, skipping across rooftops, dodging trees, like it has one last word to tell us. I remember Papa said, if you leave eggs under a waxing moon, all your chicks will hatch. And Mama said, if you make one wish on the moon, over your shoulder, it will come true. I whisper to the moon on my shoulder, I wish all my dreams will hatch. This bus lulls. Some people are reading, some are sleeping. 2 ladies behind us are talking. The baby up front chuckles hoarsely. Someone is sipping tomato soup. and in back, Glenn Campbell is singing Wichita Linemen on the radio. All of us who don't know one another are riding together on this Trailways bus to Vermont on the first night of 1969. It doesn't feel like Oshogatsu, New Year's Day, because Mama couldn't make ozuni and sushi and black-eyed peas and collard bean greens. And we couldn't sip warm steak from the shallow cups. Mama says she doesn't care about those things because we're traveling to meet Papa. But what bothers her is that no man crossed our threshold this morning because we don't have a threshold today. And that means we'll have bad luck all year. I told her we can find a man to visit our new house, but she said, too late. The lady across the aisle is knitting a scarf. She has been staring at Mama and me ever since the sunset. I went to stick out my tongue at her reflection in our window, just to let her know, I know, but that would disgrace Mama and disappoint Papa. So I opened the Times magazine with the 3 Apollo 8 astronauts on the cover, the men of the year, that came just before we left, which Auntie Sachi slipped into my bag at the door with a note, have a safe journey. I can tell by the way Mama looks at herself in the window, brushes her bangs to the side, and runs her finger through her eyes, that we'll be in Hillsboro soon, where Papa, in the tweed coat he calls Professor Cyril, will meet us. She pops a wintergreen Lifesavers in her mouth and passes the roll to me. I take one because I want my kiss on Papa's cheek to be fresh. The bus slows down. A barbershop, an insurance company, a dentist office, a grocery store, all slide by. The air prickles. And everyone sits up straight and shifts in their seats. Finishes talking to the person next to them. Hillsboro coming up, the driver calls. The lady across the aisle winds up her yarn and tucks her knitting into a tote bag. She looks at me again and leans to the aisle. Are you adopted? Nani? Mama asks me. She must have been daydreaming, or she would have asked, what? I whisper. She wants to know where we're going. Mama glances at the lady and turns into Mifune. But before she can pretend she doesn't speak English, I say, she's my mom. The lady looks at me, then at Mama, and shakes her head. No, she's not your mother. The bus pulls up in front of a diner and stops so quick that we all jerk forward in our seats. The driver cranks a handle and the door hisses open. He disappears outside as cold air scampers down the aisle. Papa is waiting in front of the diner, wearing his coat and a red and gold scarf, Hillsboro College colors. When he sees me inside the bus, he waves, but I wave harder. Outside, I hold his hands in his pocket while he counts our suitcases, 4, plus my overnight case. The icy air pinches my cheeks, but my heart is warm. He drapes his scarf around my throat and says, now you're the professor. The knitting lady steps from down the bus for a breath of air. And this is my dad. See? I say, and smile. She looks at Papa, at Mama, and back at me. Then, not smiling, she says, yes, I see, and walks toward the diner. When I know Mom and Papa can't see me, I stick out my tongue so far that it hurts. Our new house smells like varnish and balm needles and mothballs. The floors are all wood, except the kitchen and the bathrooms, which are linoleum, and they creak when I walk around in my socks, which I can't do for long, because it's so cold that my scalp tightens. Halfway up the stairs is a stained glass window with a picture of flowers and butterflies in a garden, like spring. Papa opens the cellar door and flips the light switch. I peer down the dark, dusty staircase. And in the kitchen sink are the bowl and spoon Papa used for his cornflakes this morning. He shows Mama the cinnamon-colored dishwasher built under the counter and the garbage disposal built into the sink. These are the first for Mama. She opens the dishwasher door and pulls out the top rack. She says, and that's all. Papa and I look at each other. We know we'll find out what that means, but it won't be now. This is our room, Papa says, opening a door down the hall. A big bed with a yellow comforter sits against the wall. Papa is renting most of the furniture because we didn't own much in California. Before Mama and I left Berkeley, she shipped her tall china cupboard and her kotatsu, the low table with the heater underneath. Where's my room? I ask. Papa takes my hand and leads me up a steep staircase. My room is at the top. It's the biggest bedroom I've ever seen. One side of the ceiling slopes halfway to the floor, and seats are built under the 2 windows. If you don't like it, you can trade with us, Papa says, but I say no. So fast that he can't take this room away. Later, Mama comes upstairs to tuck me in, like I'm 5 again. But tonight, because we're in a new house, in our new town, on the other side of the country, I want her to. She sits for a few minutes on my bed, as if she needs to as much as I need her to. Papa has had a week to get used to this new house, and Mama and I will catch up. She kisses me goodnight and tucks the comforter all the way around my chin and goes downstairs. The light glows up the stairs, stretching her shadow on the wall. The sky outside is soft pink. I smile into my comforter. It is like the soft pink is inside me, resting, breathing with me. Is this house making me feel this way, or the snow outside, or knowing our long trip is over? Having a big bedroom upstairs, but hearing Mama and Papa downstairs, and we're finally again after 4 months? That's it. All the good things have come together in soft pink happiness.